Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is for End Up With You. It's an adventure, okay? I started out loving it and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, it's just not what I envisioned it would be, but that's okay. Make sure you subscribe to my channel before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. Before I really get into this video, I just want to say something. All three of my cats are in here because I'm not allowed to do anything by myself. And so I have Pickles, Hazel, and Jack in here with me because, yeah, I'm not allowed to do literally anything by myself. So if you hear meowing or bells or see a tail, that's why. So for some reason, my camera won't zoom in farther than that. And it used to zoom in a lot farther, but for some reason it won't anymore. So if anybody knows how to fix it, let me know, because I'd like to be able to zoom in more. But let's go ahead and get going with this video. So I'm going to prime my eyes using the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer. I know I use this all the time, but I literally have, I think, 3 eyeshadow primers. I need to buy some more, so please leave your recommendations down below because I am willing to try some new eyeshadow primers. So this one is almost empty. I think I have another one in my backup box. I don't know what you would call that, like backup area. I think I have one more in there, but this particular one is almost empty. They come with the Lorac Pro palettes and they're fantastic. So if you buy a Lorac Pro palette and you get this and you're like, ew, try it, it's fantastic. You'll thank me for it. Little Pickles, I don't think you guys have met Pickles. Look at little Pickles. She's too busy playing with Hazel right now, sorry. She says, nah, Mom, no, I'm busy, okay? Too busy for you. Okay, so I went ahead and I pulled out everything in advance for this video, and now I can't seem to find what I was looking for. I found it. So I'm going to use the Tarteist Pro palette today. I've talked about this a couple times on my channel. I think I've maybe only used it in one video, but I have talked about it in my eyeshadow palette collection videos. I don't use this palette a whole lot, but it has the specific tones that I want for this video in it. So that's what we're going to use. I'm first going to take the shade Indie, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna put that in my crease as my transition color. The second I find an appropriate brush. All my brushes are dirty, and those that aren't dirty aren't the right shape. I haven't cleaned my brushes in a long time, and I've been doing a lot of colorful looks recently, like yellow and orange, and I did my colorful summer makeup, and I haven't cleaned my brushes since. So they're a little dirty, but that's okay. So we're gonna use this color as our transition color. So I'm going to take the shade Bold, which is the one right next to it, to deepen it up. It's not much deeper, it's just a little bit. I want to have just a nice gradient effect because I don't want to go in too dark too early because my lid color is going to be kind of dark, but I want to be able to have that nice gradient effect. So now I'm gonna take the shade Edgy, which is right next to this other color that we just used. We're like basically going in the same row. You could, if you wanted to be a little bit deeper, could use smoked, which is this one up here. I don't want to go that deep. And if you wanted to do purple, there's purples in here. There's even a black in here. But I don't think we're going to use the black. We might, but I really don't think that we will. I think the last video I used this in was God is a Woman. I don't think I've used it in a video since. But we're going to very lightly start to deepen. Kind of like that, and then we will blend out the shade in a minute by taking Bold and blending. So kind of like that, you know, it's not too diffused, but it's not a sharp line either. That's kind of like one of my favorite ways currently to wear eyeshadow, where it's not like a perfect line. Like, I mean, you can definitely see the color variation in the blended bits, I guess, but you can really see that dark color. I don't know why. I've been into it recently and I like it. But now I'm gonna take the shade Trendy, which is this one right here. I was not originally going to use this shade. I actually just spent like 35 minutes going through every single eyeshadow palette I have, because I was going to use a ColourPop one that I haven't used yet, but I was like, I've been using ColourPop a lot and I have literally like 70 other palettes I could be using. So I was like, I'm gonna go through them. I kind of know what vibe I want, because originally I was gonna do something like a gold and brown, but I was like, I just uploaded a yellow summer makeup and I feel like they would be too similar. Yeah, they're different, but I was like, So I went through all of them and I swatched this color and it is gorgeous. And I was like, that's it, I have to use it. Like, I just have to. So we're gonna pack this on. It's a duochrome, like blue, brown taupe. It's like really, really cool. I absolutely love duochrome shadows. Like, they are some of my favorite shadows to wear. They're so cool. They're just so cool. And like, hello. I might put a little bit of black on, so I'm not gonna put it all the way out because I think I might do it just a smidge of black. Nothing crazy. This shade, I don't think I've ever actually used this shade prior to this, and I really don't know why. In the pan, it just looks like a blue eyeshadow. Like, it doesn't really look like anything special, but when you swatch it and put it on, like, are you kidding? Now I'm gonna take the shade Punk, which is the black in here. I don't use black eyeshadow all that much, you guys know. I prefer a dark brown over a matte black. So I'm just gonna like put the black on, blend it out, and then get to like the depth I want, because I don't actually know. So I guess I'll just speed this up because I don't really know how much I'm gonna put on yet. So I've applied the black, I've blended that out, and I put on a little bit more of Trendy. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I literally just took, let me find a clean brush so I don't add anymore. So I took the black and I put it on the outer edge, and then I dug a little bit in, kind of like a wing shape, but not really because I didn't wing it out. That's kind of what I did. because I think I decided literally last second that I'm gonna wear false lashes. So I think to hide the band, I'm just gonna do a really thin line of eyeliner. So to do that, I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Love liquid eyeliner. I just recently bought this again. I bought this before I went to Scotland, and while I was actually in Scotland, it dried up, so I had to throw it away. But I do remember liking this, but I think, in all honesty, I might prefer the Benefit roller liner. So if you've been debating between the two, I only have the little sample of the roller liner though, but anyway, if you've been debating between the two, I like this one a little bit easier. I think it's a little bit easier to work with, but they're both really, really nice. So yeah, this one you do have to shake. It's a shake me baby on it. So yeah, we're just gonna do a thin line. I don't want to do an actual wing. I just want to hide the lash band a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to apply my lashes. These are the Sephora Collection Lash Stories. This style is in Cheers. I don't know if these specific ones are still available because the Lash Stories from Sephora seem to be like seasonal or something, but sometimes they're available a little bit longer, sometimes they're not. They just look like this. Hopefully the camera focuses on them. I don't think it will, but you'll see them once they're actually on. A lot of brands make lashes that look like this. I just love the Sephora ones. Those are probably my favorite to wear. Even these have hair in them. Like, how? They've been sealed. I've worn this pair, I think, in a video before because they've been opened, but they don't look like they have any lash glue on them, so I may have just opened them for whatever reason. But that is what I'm going to do right now. And just because I know I'm gonna get out of frame a little bit, I'm gonna zoom you guys out. And my camera's flashing like it's gonna die, so if it dies while I'm doing this, I'll put a new battery in and we will come back to do the face. I've put on the lashes. I also put on mascara on my upper lashes before I put the lashes on. I used the Tarteist mascara. This is the first time I've ever used it, and I actually quite liked it. Yeah, two things by Tarte. I didn't actually plan that, but that's just kind of what happened. I do like that though, so far. Anyway, I've only used it this one time, but I did like it. So, I think I'm gonna do this real quick. So I'm gonna use the Murad Hydrodynamic Ultimate Moisture for Eyes under my eyes. Hazel's meowing. I'm using a new foundation and concealer, and I'm really, really scared because I really like the way this look turned out, and I think this foundation is gonna be an absolute fail. But I hope not. But I have a feeling it's not gonna go over well. Like, I just have one of those, you know, instincts like, oh boy, it's gonna be bad. I think it's going to be too matte. Like, I think that's gonna be the problem, but I mean, I haven't even swatched it, so I don't actually know that, but just, you know, what feeling. I love this Murad thing. Technically it is skincare, but I like to put it on underneath my eyes before I put on makeup. I feel like it really helps moisturize that area really, really well, and it helps keep it from creasing as bad. So I do quite like this. It's very expensive, but I got it in a BoxyCharm. So the foundation I'm going to wear today is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Full Coverage Foundation. I feel like this is going to be way too matte, and I don't even know if this is the correct shade. It's in the shade Ivory 1500. Hazelnut. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be too matte. I don't even know if it's going to be the correct shade, but we shall see. Hopefully it works for me. I'm really, really scared. So I'm just gonna do, I think, this half first. Like this side, maybe? I don't know. Oh, I'm nervous. I've had this foundation for a while and it's just been sitting on my desk, so I don't even know what to think. Oh, I forgot to prime. Oops. It's a little late for that. I was gonna prime, but I forgot. And I even have the primer sitting right here, so I guess we're just gonna go in without primer because I forgot. So what does it say? Full coverage. it's very hard to blend. Like I can see exactly where I had that doe foot applicator and I went in immediately after with this sponge. So difficult to blend is the thing I'm noticing. And I wouldn't say it's full coverage. Like I can still see every little pimple, every little flaw on my skin. So I would not say it's full coverage at all. It's also way too pink for me. Way too pink. Which is weird because in the bottle it doesn't look pink, but on the skin, it's very pink. Like, very, like, do you see that color difference? I mean, I can definitely pull it off, but it's not a perfect match. Yeah, right away, I'm not a huge fan. Now, I didn't prime, so that might have something to do with it, but majority of the time if I'm wearing foundation, I'm not wearing primer, just because a lot of times I forget, which is not good because primer really does make a difference. But I determine if I really like a foundation based on how it performs with and without a primer, because sometimes certain foundations only work well with certain primers and I'm just not about that life. Like I cannot be bothered to have one foundation that I have to use this specific primer with. I'm okay if it like has to be like a certain type of primer sometimes depending on the product, but like I don't know, this is just purely my skin. It's not primed, hasn't been moisturized since earlier before I started filming. So I mean, yeah, I don't love it right away. And I mean, it's definitely not the worst looking foundation I've ever worn. Like the Becca one looks way worse. It's not as matte as I thought it would be, but it's flat. Does that make sense? Like it is matte, but it's not super matte, and it's flat. Like there's no dimension in my face. It's kind of difficult to blend. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I would say maybe medium. It's just, I feel like it's very unflattering on my skin. Like I'm not a huge fan. Hopefully it comes together because I'm not sold on it. I feel like this foundation is just, it doesn't look good on me. I feel like it's washed me out entirely, which yes, it's foundation. It's supposed to like even your skin tone, but I feel like my lash isn't even attached. I feel like it's just not looking good, like, you know? I'm not sold on that. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot of foundation, even though I put like 2 layers on all over my skin, but at the same time I'm wearing 2 layers of foundation, and I feel like you can't really tell, which is good for like cakiness wise, but I feel like it just, I don't really care for it. Like let me zoom you guys in just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Like that's as far in as my camera will go now, but like it's just not really all that flattering, you know? Like I'm not sold on it. I don't really care for it. I feel like I've been lied to. It's definitely not the worst foundation ever. It's not my favorite. Maybe if I used it with a primer, I would have liked it a little bit more, but like I said earlier, a lot of times if I'm wearing makeup, I don't even wear a primer. Like that's just kind of how I do it most of the time. And I just don't love this. I feel like, I don't know, I just don't like it. So I'm not a big fan of that. So, oh Lord, now I'm going to, again, why is my camera so dark? Like what the hell? Do you guys see that? Do you guys think it's dark or is it just me? I feel like the last couple of videos I've filmed, my camera has been really dark and I don't know why. But the concealer I'm going to wear today is the Hard Candy Glamouflage. This is in the shade Ivory. Oh, I'm so scared. This concealer apparently is like uber full coverage. Ew, it is kind of gross. It like, you know, like when you don't shake ketchup well enough and like the liquid comes out, like that's like water. That's kind of what just happened with this. So I'm gonna give it a good shake and see. That helps. Ew. No. Okay. I've never used this concealer, so. Oh, she's thick. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I'm freaking terrified. Oh my God. What have I done? Oh boy. Yeah, I am not a fan of that, like, at all. I gotta make both sides match, and then I will show you why I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm not a huge fan of that foundation or that concealer. Let me zoom you guys in, and hopefully, maybe if I scoot up, you'll be able to see. Do you guys see the under eye area, especially like right over here, balled up and is just not looking flattering? Like, it's not even settling in the lines, it's just sitting on top of that foundation, which yeah, so these are a no from me. I do not like them, but I need to set that concealer regardless because it will start to crease. So I'm going to take the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder. This is in the shade Rice. I've been using this recently and I do quite like it. Oh my gosh, that foundation and concealer combo has ruined my skin. It creased bad. I was kind of expecting it to crease because it's in a squeezy tube, and a lot of times concealers like that do crease. But that is like major creasing. Boy. Okay, well, End Up With You is gonna have some failed products in it, but that's okay. So I'm gonna take the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth pressed powder in the shade 110 Porcelain to set my foundation, even though I don't really need to. I don't think it's super tacky, but I'm just gonna set like the cheeks. So the powder products go on smoother. I'm really sad about that foundation and concealer because I think in the last couple videos I've uploaded, I've tried a new foundation and or concealer in every single one, and I've really liked, I think, all of them except for this one. So I mean, granted, it's not terrible, but I really wanted to like it. Unfortunately, I do not. But I am going to contour a little bit differently. So I'm gonna take the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is the mini version. I always link, I think, the normal size in the description box, but they're the same thing. I just have the little one because I didn't know if I would like it or not. Oh my god, I feel like even powdered products are not applying on that foundation as they normally do. Perhaps, I think just bronzer is a little bit too warm for this foundation. Like, it just doesn't look right. I feel like this foundation is just messed up everything because I use this to contour all the time and it never looks like this. This is a disaster. So I think that's as good as we're gonna get with the contour. It looks orange to me, and I mean, it is warm, but it's not that warm normally, and not loving it. But hopefully when I have everything else on, it comes together, or I might scream because I really liked this eyeshadow look. So to bronze, I'm going to take the Winky Lux Coffee Bronzer. This is in the shade Latte, and it looks like this. I really like this. I should have used my Kevin Aquan to contour. I had it out and everything, but I was like, no, I've used that, I think, in the last 2 videos. Well, I mean, I've been uploading out of order, so I guess technically not, but in the last video, I think it would have been that I used it, and I was like, no. But I should have. Not loving my face makeup, but that's okay. I'm gonna take the Burt's Bees powder blush in the shade Shy Pink. What is going on with my camera? I think I'm gonna have to start filming with Caitlin's camera. I think I'm gonna have to trade them because it's gotten so dark. Like, I don't even have my glasses on and I can see that it's dark. And I don't know why, like literally, it just stopped zooming in and it got really, really dark and I can't figure out how to fix it. I thought I fixed it, but apparently I didn't because it has autofocus on, but when it autofocuses, it should change the brightness as well. And it's, for some reason, it's not doing that. So, I mean, hopefully the footage is still okay, but I mean, it looks super dark to me, so hopefully I can get it to sort itself out. Like right now, touchscreen's not even working. Like, what? I don't understand what's going on. Oh no. You guys, it's just not been a very good day, I guess. Actually, it's been fine, but I mean, the camera's acting up and it's kind of annoying me right now. So I'm gonna take this to highlight. This is the, here on it, Lion King Be Fierce highlighter palette. This is from Primark and I just really wanted to use it today because I haven't really used it in a while. And I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is just like a champagne shade. I don't even think you can still get this palette, but if you can, I will leave it linked down below with everything else like I always do. But this is just like a champagne highlighter, so you really don't need to get this palette, but it's just what I have. And for some reason, I really wanted to use it. So that is what we're going to use today. I really like this palette. It's really, really smooth on my skin. And I have a lot of texture. I have a lot of like little blackheads and like little bumps. So for it to be blinding and smoothing type of texture, I do quite like it. I mean, definitely because they are bumps on my skin, you can still see them, but they're not nearly as noticeable as when I use some other products. This is quite powdery though. And I bought it, actually Caitlin bought it for me, but we got it while we were in Scotland and she bought it at Primark. And I think I have the whole collection still. I have the eyeshadow palette still and I have the lipstick still. So I think that was the whole collection. But I quite like it. I use it quite a lot actually. I use the lipsticks probably the most. All right, so now I'm actually gonna leave you there because when I do my lower lash line, I tend to move my head a lot and I don't realize I'm doing it until I'm editing. So I'm gonna quickly do my eyebrows. I'm gonna use two Benefit products. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 3.5 and the Gimme Brow in the shade 3.5, and then we'll be back. So I know I said I was gonna leave you guys there, but I really just want to show you how bad, like, look at that. I mean, like, yeah, I just pulled it down, but like it's creasing very, very badly. My forehead looks like crap, so there's that. I'm going to take a mixture of bold and edgy, so these these two. And I'm gonna put that across my lower lash line. Good news about this palette is I don't have to go into something else to highlight, so that's pretty nice. Oh yeah, like a lot of my concealers crease on me, like all of them do, except for the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I say that all the time, but this is creasing that is so bad, like I can see it without like actually looking for it. Does that make sense? So like usually like it's not super noticeable, but this is really, really noticeable. I'm not a fan at all, like at all. It's so bad. And I really wanted to like it, but I just don't. So, yeah, and a lot of times when I blend out my lower lash line, the creasing will kind of go away. I even have creasing like down here, like on my cheekbone. Like how does that work? I don't know. But whatever, I'm gonna take a little bit of the black, not a lot, and just put it right out here. Not crazy about the foundation or concealer, and it kind of messes up the rest of the face makeup, but the eye makeup is still gorgeous. So I'm gonna take a black eyeliner. I'm just gonna take this one. This is the Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in the shade Fishnet. I use this all the time, but it is fantastic, and that's why I use it all the time. Guys, I'm like hating this foundation so much. Like the more I wear it, the more I hate it. All right, so I'm gonna put on the Tarte mascara. I'm gonna line my lips using the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in the shade All Natural. So I'm gonna put on the Laura Geller Color Luster Lip Gloss in the shade Gilded Honey. Alright guys, that's it for End Up With You. With that being said, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.